YouTube? I'm back, and this time I'm back with a DIY tutorial of how I create my acrylic custom signs. So using Cricut and any vinyl you need, I've created a whole bunch of signs. I've created event signs from like welcome to bar menus to food menus, and a lot more like vendors and so forth. I've also created QR scan code signs, so you can use these for like payment processing, to receive tips, to have people follow you on social media, visit your website, get you booked. So I really want to share this tutorial because again, this can be used for so many different things. So let's get started. So today we're going to be redoing one of these signs that I made for a previous event. It was one of the most elaborate one-year-old birthdays that you can even think of. So Demi in the city, it is her first birthday. I actually catered her baby shower and I did a custom sign there. We did a bar menu as well as a sign that said where to place the gifts. So this time for her first birthday, we did another bar menu and a food menu. It's Sex in the City themed. So it's Demi in the city. We put a little city skyline. You can kind of see the design that I was actually going for and then what I created. You can also take a look at my DIY custom cups video that shows a little bit of how I use waterslide paper. I think I might try to show this in the video, but just in case you guys want to add some different touches. So first things first, let's go over our material. Let's start with the most important, which is the acrylic board. I am not an online shopper, so really you can order these from Amazon, but I like to go in store and get my stuff like in person. So I go into Home Depot and I'll put a video of pretty much where it is because I know it can get complicated when you go in Home Depot. But it's over there by the garage doors, mirrors, and glass. And I honestly just pick up the 11 by 14 acrylic board. So you got your acrylic board. Of course, you gotta have your vinyl. We're gonna be using black and white vinyl today. I like to use the 12 by 24 mat. And of course, you'll have your Cricut tools. So these are the stands that I use. They're like acrylic little holders. And it fits perfect with this thickness. So you always wanna make sure that whatever is gonna hold your sign is cut for the thickness of your sign. But yeah, that's a little stand that goes with it and it can prop up perfect. Like 11 by 14 is a really good size for like bar menus, food menus, and so forth. So of course, I created the design on Canva. I used the invitation as inspiration to keep a consistent look throughout the event. After we reviewed all the drafts, she approved this final design, so I'm getting it ready to import to Cricut Design Space. I like to keep it, y'all, first of all, I taught myself how to do this. So if there's easier ways, I'm just going to be so grateful when I actually come across them. But what I do is pretty much duplicate the image, but keeping everything in the same order that it was in like the final design. So if I'm using white vinyl, I'm going to separate the white and then the black vinyl. So yeah, just pretty much creating two images. This is what I like to emphasize in all my videos is that transparent background, especially when it comes to small words like the beverage descriptions and all that stuff. You're not going to want to clear that white space. So make sure it's transparent. So I'm going to go ahead and upload it. I like to add both images in because what I'm going to do is pretty much situate it. This is kind of ghetto too, but I go in, situate both images and make sure it fits the dimensions. So if I'm doing an acrylic sign that's 11 by 14, I'm going to make sure that it fits the 11 by 14 on the screen. So you can see the top numbers and the length and the width, whatever. I pretty much create it like it's going to be final, and then I click undo. So I'm just literally clicking undo and then going back to the final design, if that makes sense. So you can see me here again, just situating and aligning everything. So I'm gonna remove the black vinyl, cut the white vinyl first. So I am deleting that, adding it over to add onto the mat. And this is really important just to make sure that the Cricut mat dimensions match up to the computer. So I'm cutting out the white vinyl here and making sure that it's aligned correctly along the length and the width. I don't know why I'm talking so slow. This shit is hard right now. So you want to make sure you don't have any air bubbles and that everything is straight and very flat on the mat. it could be debris under it and all this good stuff. So just make sure that everything is real smooth. So I'm going back here after I cut out the white, and now I'm going to delete the white words, and now I'm going to cut out the black. Again, please let me know. I would love some more tips if this was a lot easier. I can tell by some prompts that I'm supposed to be doing something different. But DIY it, baby. So I'm laying out the black here. You can see like how it's a little jagged at the top. You always want to make sure that what you show on that screen shows what you're going to cut on the mat. If I have different color vinyl, I like to cut it out so I can just align everything evenly. I just want to make sure I don't cut anything. You don't want that. All right. So I'm laying out all the cut pieces and getting ready to weed. This is make or break time, so I do like to be very attentive and careful. This is the city skyline. I like to take my Cricut tool and just go as slow as I can. Well, not even that slow, because sometimes if you go too slow, yep. But this is what I mean, like certain fonts are just not going to go through. And I really could have wrestled with that, but I really don't want to. So I finished weeding out all the rest of the white font. Of course you can't really see it like that, but man, this was kind of hard because like the words are little and it's white, so I really had to squint and look. But these small lines and everything, so it's just really tedious. And you can see right there, like the T tried to come up, but no sir, you're gonna lay your ass right back down. So I cut up the transfer tape into strips. I know I could possibly be being a little wasteful here because some people like to use their transfer tape repeatedly. I have before, but when it comes again to especially just orders, like I don't like to take the chance because, oh my God, it's so frustrating when you mess up. After cutting everything, weeding, and then you mess up with the transfer tape, you're like, oh, hell no. The Cricut, we're gonna undo all of this so that we can get back to where we had the size that was cut. This is a cheat code for me because then I can just make sure that it aligns and we'll see exactly where we need to place everything. I'm gonna bring everything down just a little bit more though. So we have Demi and the city. I should do it straight because that could mess me up, but we'll be all right. So the way that I put my vinyl on is I make sure that I have a line mat that's flush to the wall so I can make sure everything's straight. So yeah, I got this mat from Michael's. I think it was like $30, and I just make sure that the measurements that are shown on the screen match up to the measurements that are shown on the mat. So I'm making sure to add Demi and the city in the right space. But you can see sometimes I'll get it crooked. That's why I lifted that up and I just was able to replace it. You'll use your little smear to, I like the small smear. I always like to mention this, is if you use the bigger smear, it's like, it's not enough pressure point. So I like the small one, and then I just take that and make sure that I transfer it over to the board as flush as possible. So I added the skyline there, and I just love how it's coming out. This one, I guess my first one, I was rushing a little bit because this one was real smooth, especially with the small fonts. Like those eyes, the dots on top of an eye, I usually can never really get on a sign. So again, you can just see me making sure that I'm putting it on the line and the measurement that's shown on the screen. Clear sometimes because it can take color to whatever you put it against, so I think that's dope. But of course we're going to paint it the custom color, like the pink that she wanted. I usually do spray paint, or if they want like the hand brush style where the edges kind of show, then I can do that as well. So I just go to Home Depot and get custom spray paint, so I'll make sure to show you guys that. This was one of them too. Ooh, I hated this one. The 3 standard sizes that I get for acrylic signs are an 8x10, perfect for small bar tops and countertops and so forth. the 11 by 14, which is the one that we did today, and then the 12 by 24, which is better for like welcome signs, and just kind of larger display. I, one, did not expect Cricut to just be one of these type of investments. If you're debating on if you need to get a Cricut or if you have like enough reasons to actually buy a Cricut, yes, you do. You don't know until you actually buy one. Like I've created shirts, bags, things just like even for your family, things to cut down on expenses on your behalf. I've created home decor. If this was at all difficult, please let me know. I definitely want to be able to provide tutorials that are helpful, realistic, and just give you a better idea of how we can do shit on our own. I'll also do a detailed video of the QR code signs so that we can get a better feel for, again, like how you print it off on the water slide paper and exactly how I place it on there. I'm so excited to keep providing DIY content as well as just all kinds of different shit. My birthday is coming up August 1st. I'm shooting for 700 subscribers. Honestly, I'm just shooting for 1,000 by the end of 2022. So you guys spread the word if this helped you at all, if you like this content. Any feedback is appreciated. So you guys make sure to stay tuned. I'll show you guys the finished product because I'll spray paint it tomorrow and then add the water slide paper. So here I'm glossing the background sky view with acrylic high gloss spray, and I get mine from Hobby Lobby. Again, you can find more detail on the water slide paper and how I use it from my custom cut video that I uploaded earlier. I printed out the skyline from Canva and flipped the image so it can mirror the original design. So I failed to mention earlier that it is super important to Windex the sign every time before applying the material. It helps it stick better, and if it is dirty, you can see through the image, so you definitely don't want that. So after cutting around the edges, I'll submerge it into the water for about 20 to 30 seconds. You'll carefully slide it onto the acrylic and smooth out any wrinkles. Make sure to just be patient because you don't want to ruin the image, but it's pretty easy, especially with larger images. I was kind of sad because I had to like piece it together and cover up some holes, but either or, we need to get to spray painting. So the custom colors is really like the best part. It brings everything together. So I go to Home Depot. They have a really wide variety, even like pastels. So you have like the different shades of pink. So we chose berry pink to fit the theme. But you can get creative and use like 3 or 2 different colors and create an ombre like I did there. Chase.